Hello YouTube! It is Toy Adventures coming at you with another figure review. Now today we are taking a look at the Jurassic World Amber Collection Pteranodon. Now, if you guys know, I really don't cover the Amber Collection. It's really never been my thing. But there was a specific reason why I had to pick up this one. Now, funny enough, the Target I found this at also had the Nedry and Jeep set, and I completely passed on it because it was just so appallingly bad that it's not worth your money, guys. Do not buy that set. Do not support this kind of behavior. Only if you really, really, really need that Jeep set. I mean, the Nedry figure is hardly even painted. I really can't give it my seal of approval just from looking at it outside the box. But this Pteranodon, this is a completely different story. Now, you guys know I don't really touch the 6-inch line of this toy series. Definitely not the humans. The raptors I used as Utah raptors, so I did buy those, and the Dilophosaurus did serve good for 1/118 scale as an accurate size, and that is the same reason I bought this one. All of Mattel's mainline flyers, their Pteranodons, Tapajaras, whatever they have released since, they're not really that impressive. They have horrible articulation. They can only be in flying poses at all times. They can never be in a perched pose. It's pretty weak. You can try and make a perched pose, but it'll never be a true perched pose. That's something where the Jurassic Park 3 toys blew Mattel out of the water. Those are probably, aside from this one, the best flyers in the Jurassic Park toy line, in my opinion, and I think in a lot of others too. They have the best articulation, far better paint jobs, and sound gimmicks. Now, this is where the Amber Collection comes in. This whole line has been advertised as Jurassic Park's premium 6-inch, highly articulated, highly detailed figure line. Highly detailed. Some of these paint jobs on these are pretty piss poor already, and they're supposed to be like the adult collector line, but you know, whatever. You don't want to be too negative. Anyway, the reason I got this is because this, like the Dilophosaurus, could also serve as a proper in-scale representation of the dinosaur for 1/118 scale. It's a little bit of a stretch for 1/118 scale, a lot more of a stretch than the Dilophosaurus was, but you know, if you kind of bend your imagination, you can definitely accept it. It's not too out of scale, and it's not too unbelievable. So that's why I bought this. I actually wanted to get more. So this is finally an articulated Pteranodon that I think I saw pictures that it can strike multiple poses, including hopefully a perched pose where it's just on the ground. From what I can see, so let's just take a look at the Amber Collection packaging, something I've never really been a fan of, mainly because of this. I'm sure they thought this was so like aesthetic. This is like premium graphic design right here. A nice stylish curve in the box. No, it looks like someone kicked the hell out of this box and just boom, right in the, you know, it looks like a box that's been kicked around. It does not look premium. I mean, I like all the lava going through it, but like this, I don't think this angle has ever been done right. It just looks like the box has been damaged. But that's pretty much it for the box. Taking a look at the back, we have the Pteranodon. Jurassic Park 3, stumbling into the birdcage, presents new and unforeseen dangers for Dr. Alan Grant after he unwillingly lands on Isla Sorna. Seeming to emerge from out of nowhere, the Pteranodon proves to be a perilous predator, both in and out of flight. So, we got bios again. That's one thing I definitely do love about this line, is it's bringing back that classic old action figure trope of bios on the back. I love those. Taking a look at the other side, a really nice engraved, I believe this is Allosaurus, and it says Amber Collection. You got the mosquito in the amber right there. Taking a look at the other side, really nice Jurassic Park 3 logo. This is nice. This is like premium fan service right here. Not Jurassic World, that's Jurassic Park 3. No mistaking where this Pteranodon is from. And I love that they're not just focusing on the one, you know, Jurassic World. They are acknowledging that it was once park. Okay, so that's enough about the packaging. Let's get this Pteranodon broken out of its enclosure. And here we have the figure out of the packaging. And I may have spoken just a little too soon. What I was noticing is trying to get this guy into this perch pose. This is really the best I could get. Now this is a satisfactory pose. I definitely think this would go good on a display or in a picture, but it is really kind of the only way I could really get him to look convincing. This thing does have articulation points, but I don't know if it's just they're stiff because it's brand new or they're just like that, but they really aren't that serviceable. First off, let's get with the elephant in the room. The bendable bendy wire wings. Now these are a cool idea. How well they are executed is another story. I feel like this would have been a really cool gimmick for something in the main toy line, more of a toy, where it's more of like an experimental gimmick than something for the adult-focused collector's line, because the bendy wire isn't nearly powerful enough to really hold any crazy shapes. So the articulation you get is kind of minimal, and it doesn't have the structural sturdiness to hold the poses. So like if it's like this is gonna go whomp, whomp. It's going to like want to go back into a different, it's gonna want to revert back to its default pose. And that's just the nature of rubber and the bendy wires kind of. So I don't really like the bendy wire wings that much. I think it's a cool idea, but again, the execution was mixed. Going on to the head, you get a single, what is it called? Hinge right here. Nothing in the neck right here at the base of the head. I thought for sure, oh yeah, you could totally have a hinge here. Nope, it's just a rotation, unfortunately. So that does it's kind of a bummer. The beak is surprisingly loose. At least on mine, it's loose. There's always something, even if it's minuscule, there's always something wrong with each and every one of the dinosaurs I've gotten from the Amber Collection line. Whether it's the Dilophosaurus messed up jaw, or my Utahraptors having two, I believe, left or right thighs. Just weird things have gone wrong with all of these. But I think this Pteranodon's more telling of the entire line. So a weak jaw, poor articulation in the arms, and you know, when I say that, I don't mean there's not a lot of movement. There's a ton of movement because of the bendy wire, but the movement you get is more for play. I mean, this feels more like it'd be a really awesome toy, but for something that you want to get in dynamic poses, I don't know. I really don't know. I can't say that this is the definitive Pteranodon. I think that they might need to make another one with plastic wings and just more articulation points added in so it can hold the poses you want to put it in and not just be rubbery and cool and then rot after a few decades. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's my gripes aside. I didn't even get to gripe about the poor articulation in the feet, but let's go ahead and get on with the articulation. So we already covered the wings. The wings are meh. They're a really fun idea, but poor execution. The hands themselves, which funny enough, these are incredibly inaccurate for genuine Pteranodon hands, but they are accurate for Jurassic Park Pteranodon hands. They are their own little articulated piece. They are on a hinge and a swivel, so you do get movement in them. But like everything on this thing, it's so painfully stiff. And you know, I've just got done building a ton of gun pluck kits. As you can see, this is my backlog. So I've kind of learned that when a joint doesn't want to move, the last thing you want to do is really, really force it. So I would have to like apply some hot water to this to really loosen them up. This one kind of is loose enough to at least test out the articulation. So this is about as far right here as it's going to go down for you. And then moving up. So you get pretty good articulation in the hands themselves. The wings, I already said it a million times. So let's go over the head. So the hinge in the head can go down about this far. This is perfect for those pecking, you know, attacking poses. This is exactly what you would want. Ideally, I would want one more down here at the base of the head. That would just allow for even more natural looking poses. You actually have a nice ab crunch right here. Although because of the rubber wings attached into the body like this, you're not going to get much stability out of these poses. You're going to pose them and then the rubber is going to push it back into place. Taking a look down here at the body, you have 3 articulation points in the foot itself. 1, 2, 3. Right here at the thigh, you get about this much motion inward and outward, full rotation. Right here at the, I don't even know what this would be considered. This is a weird foot. But whatever it is, the articulation is extremely stiff. Yeah, I know a lot of collectors are cringing watching me force it like that. But you really have to get anything out of it. This is like the most stiff joint on an action figure I've ever seen. So maybe that's intentional. Maybe there just really isn't that much movement going on here. So I can't truly say how good the movement in the leg is. All I can say is that the movement itself is horrible. Maybe yours is looser. Please let me know down in the comments if your guys' legs are a lot looser and can move more. But as for mine, I mean... Okay, here we go. Here we go. See, this one isn't loose. Okay, this is good. This is good. So we can judge it. So, the leg can move back about that far and move up about that far. So you do get some good poses, provided both of your legs work. One of mine seems to work. Go moving down here to the foots. You have a pretty good movement that way, perfect for those flying poses, and then for the perched poses, not quite a 90-degree angle, but just about. I would have, you know, it's kind of silly to complain about it, but I really would have preferred a full 90 degrees just for a little bit more stability when in these landing poses. Now, poses like this are good, provided you have a stand to keep it up, because it won't hold this naturally. But yeah, I mean, if you have a stand, this thing is perfect. You can get a ton of poses out of it. But for those of you guys like me who enjoy the flying poses, but also like to get those, you know, just sitting on the beach, you know, just perched, chilling poses, I don't know if this one is really perfect. It can get them done, but I think even the Hasbro ones might do it better. Now, if you really just sit there and just dedicate a lot of time to get this thing to look absolutely perfect, yes, you can get it probably looking better than even the Hasbro ones. But the thing is, the Hasbro ones just go, boop, they just do it. Like, you don't even have to fiddle with them too much. You just move the wings, fold them in, fold them down, move the legs down. There you go, he's perched. It's not totally convincing looking, but it's easy. A child can do it on the go. This, it's like, oh, we got it. Not quite. Oh, wait. Look, it's good. Oh, no. So, the articulation is really ambitious, but I don't know how well they pulled it off. So, with that kind of complaining out of the way, let's get on to the paint. And the paint is where I can say this figure does pretty good. Taking a look at here in the head looks amazing. Like, incredible compared to the rest of the body. I mean, just look at the colors you get in the head alone, and just like the shading and how the colors mix into each other. It's beautiful. Like, this is almost Beast to the Mesozoic level of like beautiful paint job, but on a much more official looking figure. I mean, it's just crazy. And then you get to the rest of the body and it's like typical Mattel paint jobs. About 3, maybe 4 main colors that are mixed in, and that's about it. You have this pretty much brown going on throughout the entire of the Pteranodon, with these beige-ish, kind of yellowy mustard colored markings going on in the wings. Then you have this more orange hue in the body, moving down to a much more brownish orange down here by the bottom of it. But, I mean, the head is the show stealer of this paint-wise. This is beautiful. If you had this kind of detail going throughout this entire thing, I would totally forgive the weak articulation just because it's so pretty. But, I mean, the body itself is really meh. The head's amazing. So, I guess you can kind of tell where all the paint budget went on this figure. So, With that being said, there's really only one more thing to cover, and that is scaling. How does this Pteranodon scale in? Now, I really don't have too many, if any, 6-inch figures. I don't collect them. I only collect 1/118 scale, hence why I'm not big into this line, but I'll do my best to show something that can possibly represent 6-inch. Okay, so, to further prove the point that I really don't collect 6-inch, the only 6-inch action figure I have is technically not even 6 inches, but it's in 6-inch scale. We got Spartan Emil from Halo Reach. Keep in mind, he is much taller than a standard 6-inch figure, but being a Spartan, he is in scale. So, here is size comparison. It's so unfair of a size comparison, but I really don't have 6-inch figures. But here it is, if you guys wanted to know how Emil stacked up against the Jurassic Park Pteranodon. Anyway, let's take a look at a more fair comparison with other of the Amber Collection dinosaurs. So, here we have the home run, and the foul ball. No, I'm kidding. I don't want to be that harsh, but so far, this is pretty much, I think, all of the Amber Collection dinosaurs right now. I mean, obviously there's other paint jobs of the Velociraptor, but mold-wise, these are the dinosaurs we got going. Obviously, yes, I know there's the Dilophosaurus is missing his neck piece. I just had to go find it. I just had to go quickly pull this one out for the comparison. So here's how they all stack up against each other. Again, dinosaur-wise, I think the Amber Collection is a fantastic toy line. I think they get a little expensive sometimes. I guess that's, you know, the excuse that, oh, well, it's the 6-inch standard. Yeah, this Pteranodon was most certainly, without a doubt in my mind, not worth close to $30. The Velociraptor, sure. Paint job's a little weak, but damn, that articulation though. Dilophosaurus, oh yeah, for sure. For such an unloved dinosaur, this one was definitely worth every penny. But the Pteranodon, I can't say it's worth 30 bucks. I was really turned off by that price, but I had to get at least one of them because I do like the idea of the figure. So that is how it scales in. I wish I had the Ray Arnold or Ian Malcolm to show you guys it with, but I don't collect 6-inch. So finally, we're going to compare it with 1/118 scale humans. So, in case you guys didn't know, when in pretty much all of my movies, of course, aside from Godzilla, use 1/118 scale as my official scale. This is the size of figures I always go for. This one right here, particularly, is a Joy Toy action figure from the company Joy Toy. So, just because I get that question all the time. So here it is with a 1/118 scale figure. This is more in line of what you saw in Jurassic Park 3. They were pretty darn big in that movie. So this is again another figure that I would buy exclusively to use with 1/118 scale. I think it just works really good with them, and it's finally a good Mattel flyer. So, oh yeah, I just wanted to quickly touch on this. Yeah, here it is in its base. They changed the color because everyone made jokes about it looking like the dinosaur was peeing. I didn't really care. I mean, come on. It's funny, but who genuinely cares? If you actually care, then you're a loser. Okay, so that's pretty much all I really had to say about this figure. Its paint is good, amazing on the head, but nowhere else. In fact, it's really abysmal everywhere else on the body. It's pretty much standard Mattel toy line quality of paint on the rest of the body, and then Amber Collection on the head. Articulation is really ambitious, and they really had a lot of fun doing it, but I don't think it really came out the way they really wanted it to. I know they had a lot of good ideas here, but I think they needed to work on the execution a little bit more, just because the poses it's capable of is more for play, but when you try and get it to hold that pose in on display or for pictures, it's going to be a lot harder because it's rubber and it wants to go back to its original shape. Size, I don't know how well it sizes in 6-inch. I won't say it again, but 1/118 scale, if you're thinking like me, yeah, this will definitely work, and it's definitely worth picking up. So, the next review planned, I got a special one. This is kind of niche, but I know all of you are dinosaur fans. We're all dinosaur fans. Ba-dum! Next up is a much higher quality of dinosaur figure. I will see you guys next time. This is Toy Adventures signing out. Peace!